descendant of what was his name? Barbarossa, Friedrich II Barbarossa, King of Jerusalem. Ah, yes. Well, in that case, if you can call me Barbarossa, then you can call me the King of Jerusalem. That's no problem. And why is it forbidden for non-Jews to proclaim? Why is it forbidden for non-Jews to proclaim what? I don't know. For non-Jews to proclaim? I don't know what it is. It's not forbidden for non-Jews to proclaim Hasidut or the Pavlut. You can do that. It's not permitted for non-Jews to oversee, but you have to be, a neophyte can't be a teacher of this. You have to be inside of this project for 7 years. Then you can be a teacher of this project, or you have to be over the age of 40, so you can be an elder in this project. So there are various things. You can be a deacon, though, immediately. So that's great. And as a deacon, you're allowed to teach this as a deacon. So there are different ways to become teachers of this. But it's not right for somebody who's not a deacon, not an elder, and is only a neophyte. It's not right for them to start sort of trying to preach this. But it's okay for you to get involved in trying to apply it and trying to do what you're supposed to do and reaching out to those Notzrim to try and attract the Notzrim to this halakhic form of Judaism for Gentiles. And if they don't come and they turn back to Judaism, well done, you did your job. And if they come in, well done, you did your job. Either way, you win. It's a win-win situation. If they don't come in and they don't go back to Judaism, then that's the chaff. That's the chaff sorted from the wheat. The wheat is in the barn. The chaff is there to be burned. So that's sadly how it's going to be. But that is going to be the case sometimes. All right, let's have a look and see. When was the Sefer Hasidim written, and such cursing upon a name? So you want me to find out the details of that? It's actually cursing not cursing. It's not a cursing. It's actually using a diminutive to refer to. It's definitely not cursing. It's using a diminutive to refer to, because Yeshu, of course, it can mean Yamach Shmo V'Zircho, but it doesn't have to be that. Okay, it didn't always mean that. I think that this was invented later. So Yamach Shmo might have been the case, but V'Zircho is added because Yemach Shmo. If you add Yemach Shmo together, the first letter, the middle letter, and the last letter is Yeshu. V'Zircho is just an add-on later, which was by people who didn't understand the principle. You're not supposed to obliterate his name in memory. It's just you have to kind of mess up his name. So this Sefer Hasidim. Let me check the date on that. I mean, all I'm going to do is Google it now. So you could do that yourself. But let me have a look and see, just since it's asked. So it was Judah. Oh, it's Judah ben Samuel of Regensburg. So this is actually from the Hasidei Ashkenaz, Yehuda HaHasid himself. That's it's just after the Tosafists. It's been during the 12th and the 13th century. So that's when it was written there. So it's part of this tradition. So clearly they're mentioning him in this book. They're clearly calling him in this book a tzaddik, which is a really, really high title. But they're acknowledging that this tzaddik has been deified and is worshipped as a deity by people who are not Hasidei Umat HaOlam, by Nachrim, by non-believers, by pagans. And for this reason, we have to do the Yamach Shmo, or for this reason, we have to do Yoshka. Yoshka is okay. It's all right to call him Yoshka. So that's why we have to do that. Okay. So obviously this is congruent to the Roman distortion of Simon Cephas as their first bishop and its plausibility. It's interesting, yes. So because I think, I mean, okay, he died in Rome, but I don't know if there's an awful lot of evidence to suggest that really there were any bishops or leaders of the church outside of Jerusalem until after the Bar Kokhba revolution. The church was really centered there until after the Bar Kokhba revolution, or at least it was in the Holy Land. I know that they had plenty of believers in Antioch, for example, but it's really the bishops of Jerusalem, if you like. I don't know of any direct evidence, which is early evidence, suggesting any bishops in outside of there. I mean, obviously there were presbyters everywhere, and there were overseers going everywhere, but no serious patriarchs. That's the word I should be. There were no patriarchs of the church outside of Jerusalem until after the Bar Kokhba revolution. And I've even read that there's evidence suggests that although a list of bishops was given for Rome from 135 going back to Peter, that this was fabricated, that there's no actual evidence of any bishops or patriarchs in Rome at that time. The original patriarchate was in Jerusalem. So anyway, yes, there's the end result is we have to consider this Roman tradition and this Roman supremacy, I suppose, or dominance and apostolic succession of Rome to be a bit dubious. Okay, to be dubious, and at least certainly we should consider the Romanism to have no connection to this faith. So it is nothing to do with this faith. If it's Romanism, it's really rather pagan. So this faith is independent from Romanism. So certainly Shimon Cephas, his life was really primarily in the Holy Land. And he died in Rome. So, I mean, how much time did he have to be a bishop in Rome? That's a good question. And did he even really die in Rome? I don't know. Okay, but somebody had to convert the Romans, right? So let's have a look at this. Usurp Pavlut? Why not? I don't know what that refers to. Bravo. Well, thank you so much for the compliments there. Let's have a look and see. Now, is your view of Christ orthodox? That is the belief